Hi, you guys. I'm Sade. I'm back again with another April plant update. I have this super cute plant diary that I picked up from the dollar store. I guess this is actually my first update. Isn't it super cute? Has just like little flowers on it. So I've just been writing in this plant diary every single day that I've done a plant thing. So just like I did last month, I'll start with the worst things that happen to my plants, and then I'll move on to just, the best things or things that I want to highlight. And then I'll just do a plant haul because I did get some pretty cool plants that I'm super, super, super excited about, like always. Let's get started, and we'll start off by talking about kind of like the worst updates. April was a strange month for me and my house plants. I'm not sure if it's because I've been home a lot more since I graduated in March. I've been home basically for the entire month of April. I don't know if I'm like making stuff up, just like looking at the plants too much or what. There's been like a growth on this monstera specifically that I noticed like towards the beginning of the month. So I'll insert a picture of it because it's super hard to explain. It was like this silver plaque that was on the plant. It's obviously gone now. I scraped it off, but I did so much research. I feel like I literally opened every page on the web that I could find that had to do with what I was looking for, and I still don't have an answer. So I don't know if it's just a normal growth that I worked super hard to scrub off that I didn't have to, or if it was actually a pest. I don't know. It's just been a really strange month, like I said. But since I was so unclear, I kind of just treated all of my plants. I treated all of my plants in my house as if I had a pest, just in case. I sprayed every single one of my plants with Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew. I put systemic granules into the soil of every plant. And yeah, I've been spraying them like every week or so or every watering day. So if there was something, hopefully it's gone. And it's so funny because if you do have a pest, usually it's pretty clear. It's been a month. So if I did have a pest, I feel like after a month, I would definitely see bugs on the plants or one of the plants would have died. But I've been looking every single day with a magnifying glass. I haven't seen anything, and none of my plants have died. So that kind of tells me that maybe it's not a pest. I don't know. I just know that I had to get it off. So I did. The growth, whatever it is, has not come back yet. So that's great. I think she's doing much better. And yeah, it was just like a strange month. So kind of along the lines with the mysterious plant like residue, you might say. Yesterday morning, when I woke up, I noticed that this plant it looked like dust. Like if the ceiling were to shake and dust or like wood fell from the ceiling. It came out of nowhere. It was on some of the stems. So I just didn't want to deal with it. So I just totally repotted this baby. This has been a drama llama for me. This plant is called the Himalamina Selby plant. And it's a special plant to me. I think I mentioned it before because my husband's name is Selby. So I really wanted it to survive. So I just decided to give it a fresh start. And I decided that I wanted to place it in leca. If there was anything in the soil that left like that residue on the leaves, then hopefully it's gone now because that soil is gone. The next update is that I sold my first plant. I've never sold a plant, so that was a big deal for me. I posted it in a Facebook plant swap buy and sell group, and I posted the garden crouton for $15. And it was kind of a strange experience. The lady didn't pay me, but she said that she was on her way. And anytime that I've picked up a plant, I've paid the person as soon as I said that I wanted it, and then I picked it up. So I was like, is this lady going to take the plant and not give me money? I kind of just was like, well, whatever. I just want the plant gone. I buzzed her in to do a contactless pickup. And then she picked up the plant and she was like, oh, sending the money now. And she sent me $10 more than what I posted it for because she said she liked it so much. I feel like if I had an outdoor space, it would be perfect for outdoor growing, but I just didn't want it in the house. Along the lines of that, moving on with with another update. I went to my first plant swap. So I have a whole video explaining how the plant swap went. It was super nice, but I think I'm entering this stage of swapping and selling plants so that I have a flow of plants coming in and going out and not just plants coming in, you know, so that I'm not getting overwhelmed. So if there's a plant that I don't love anymore and I have like all these plants, why crowd my space with things that I don't love? So that's why I'm trying to get more into the swaps and into the giving plants away and selling plants, whatever. So that's kind of my update on that. Okay, so next I want to talk about just like plant maintenance. So I'm starting to experiment with wet stick propagations, which is the part of the stem of a plant that has no leaves, but it has a node. And the node is where a root can grow and create a whole new plant. So I'm in this stage of like exploration with these wet sticks. So I have a few going on right now that I'm actually going to show. I've tried using wet sticks before, but they've always molded on me. I just didn't know how to do it properly. But now I've been having so much success. I haven't had any mold with this round of wet stick propagations. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys. And this is also super important for me to know how to do, because I purchased a wet stick, a kind of pricey wet stick of like a uncommon plant. So I wanted to try it on my common plants before I experimented with that. It was only $25, but it's like a $25 stick, basically. So I just wanted to make sure that I could grow it with the common plants that I had in my collection already. And so far it's going good. I want to talk about new growth. And I know it's spring, so like a lot of my plants are growing, but there's some that I'm super excited about because I haven't seen them growing yet or in a very long time. The first one is it's my baby Photonia. So I'm so excited about this Photonia growing because I'm going to insert a photo, but this plant died back completely. I think it like kept one leaf, and someone told me to keep the plant because these are known to bounce back from like death. So I kept it and it's actually growing back. Super cool that a plant can basically die and come back to life. Well, the next plant that I'm really excited about seeing new growth on is this aloe vera plant. If you saw my last update, you'll know that this plant and I have had enough of each other. I gave this plant root rot twice, unfortunately, which is just not something any plant should have to go through. And it has obviously not been growing because I took all of its roots away. I took away its source of growth. But there's even a root at the bottom now. So when I potted this up, the roots probably came to right here. And I see like one root sweeping across the bottom of the pot now. So there's a new leaf coming in the very middle of the plant, and I cannot be more happy because, like I said, we've just been through so much, and I'm happy to know that it's finally not rotting and it's actually growing. The last plant that I want to talk about and highlight the new growth on is my Hoya compacta variegata. So she does live in LECA. I got this plant, I think, in February. I put it in LECA in March, and she's finally starting to grow. These plants are known to be slow growers, but this little bit of growth that I've noticed literally sent me over the moon. I was so happy. So I'm going to share that. And then maybe I'll share like the goals that I have for this plant because I think it's my favorite plant. I have the variegated version, but I think I'm going to go ahead and get the regular green version too. And in the green version, I'll be able to get a larger plant because the variegated version is more expensive. That's why I have this tiny little baby. But in the green version, I think I'm going to go ahead and get like a fuller plant because I just love these curly leaves. I just think this plant is so cool. Finally, we have a plant haul. So this is my all silver plant haul that I did not do on purpose. I bought all of these plants from a friend at my gym. This is my Cebu Blue pothos. I think I bought like 2 plant cuttings from her, and I combined it with the plant cuttings that I had already that I purchased from a lady on Facebook. So there is Cebu blue cuttings from 2 different people in this planter. I put him, her, I don't know yet. I put the baby in this white pot, and I just think it's going to be super cute. So the next silver plant that I got during that purchase is the Scindapsus pictus exotica. Scindapsus always trips me up, but I think I got it this time. So this is the exotica. I got 3 leaves and 2 strands. So I decided to make as many strands as possible because I want this to be a really full plant, and I decided to go ahead and propagate up this baby. Hopefully this roots soon, and then I'll just go ahead and combine them all, and we'll have us a little bitty exotica baby. This next plant is definitely the star of the show. I just said that the Hoya compacta is my favorite plant, but now that I'm looking at this, I don't know. This is my brand new philodendron silver sword. So this has been on my wish list for quite some time. So the person that I purchased these last 3 plants from, we were kind of just chatting about our wish list plants. I did not provoke her to say anything. We were just having a normal planty friend chat, and she was like, "Oh, I have a philodendron silver sword. I can cut it for you." And I was just like, "No, I don't want you to cut your plant." But she seemed to not mind, and she did a fresh cut of this plant for me. We kind of just looked online for like a fair price for it, and I think that it worked out. I'm so grateful that somebody, was willing to cut their plants like kind of basically on the spot. And yeah, I'm just so grateful that I got this plant. I think that that's it for this plant update. That's really all that I have for this month. So I guess with that, we're going to go ahead and close the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.